Podgers would take flight. How do you know he is not the real coiner himself?' Now, poor Hale is as easy to read as a book. He hesitated before answering this question, and looked confused as a culprit caught in some dishonest act. 'You need not be afraid to tell me,' I said soothingly, after a pause. 'You have had one of your men in Mr. Summertrees' house, and so learned that he is not the coiner, but your man has not succeeded in getting you evidence to incriminate other people.' 'You've about hit it again, Monsieur Valmont. One of my men has been Summertrees' butler for 2 weeks, but, as you say, he's found no evidence.' 'Is he still butler?' 'Yes. Now, tell me how far you have got. You know that Summertrees deposits a bag of coin every Friday in the Piccadilly Bank, and I suppose the bank has allowed you to examine one or two of the bags.' 'Yes, sir, they have. But you see, banks are very difficult to treat with. They don't like detectives bothering around, and whilst they do not stand out against the law, still they never answer any more questions than they're asked, and Mr. Summertrees has been a good customer at the United Capital for many years.' 'Haven't you found out where the money comes from?' 'Yes, we have. It's brought there night after night by a man who looks like a respectable city clerk, and he puts it into a large safe of which he holds the key, this safe being on the ground floor in the dining room.' 'Haven't you followed the clerk?' 'Yes. He sleeps in the Park Lane house every night, and goes up in the morning to an old curiosity shop in Tottenham Court Road, where he stays all day, returning with his bag of money in the evening.' 'Why don't you arrest and question him?' 'Well, Monsieur Valmont, there is just the same objection to his arrest as to that of Summertrees himself. We could easily arrest both, but we have not the slightest evidence against either of them. And then, although we put the go-betweens in clink, the worst criminals of the lot would escape.' 'Nothing suspicious about the old curiosity shop?' 'No, it appears to be perfectly regular.' 'This game has been going on under your noses for how long?' 'For about 6 weeks.' 'Is Summertrees a married man?' 'No.' 'Are there any women servants in the house?' 'No, except that 3 charwomen come in every morning to do up the rooms.' 'Of what is his household comprised?' 'There's the butler, then the valet, and last the French cook.' 'Ah!' cried I, 'the French cook. This case interests me. So Summertrees has succeeded in completely disconcerting your man. Has he prevented him going from top to bottom of the house?' 'No, he's rather assisted him than otherwise. On one occasion he went to the safe, took out the money, had Podgers, that's my chap's name, help him count it, and then actually sent Podgers to the bank with the bag of coin.' 'And Podgers has been all over the place?' 'Yes.' 'Saw no signs of a coining establishment?' 'No. It's absolutely impossible that any coining can be done there. Besides, as I tell you, that respectable clerk brings him the money.' 'I suppose you want me to take Podgers' position?' 'Well, Monsieur Valmont, to tell you the truth, I would rather you didn't. Podgers has done everything a man can do, but I thought if you got into the house, Podgers assisting, you might go through it night after night at your leisure.' 'I see. That's just a little dangerous in England. I think I should prefer to assure myself the legitimate standing of being the amiable Podgers' successor. You say that Summertrees has no business?' 'Well, sir, not what you might call a business. He's by the way of being an author, but I don't count that any business.' 'Oh, an author, is he? When does he do his writing?' 'He locks himself up most of the day in his study.' 'Does he come out for lunch?' 'No, he lights a little spirit lamp inside, Podgers tells me, and makes himself a cup of coffee, which he takes with a sandwich or two.' 'That's rather frugal fare for Park Lane.' 'Yes, Monsieur Valmont, it is. But he makes up for it in the evening, when he has a long dinner with all them foreign kickshaws you people like, done by his French cook. Sensible man. Well, Hale, I see I shall look forward with pleasure to making the acquaintance of Mr. Summertrees. Is there any restriction on the going and coming of your man Podgers?' 'None in the least. He can get away either night or day. Very good, friend Hale. Bring him here tomorrow, as soon as our author locks himself up in his study, or rather, I should say, as soon as the respectable clerk leaves for Tottenham Court Road, which I should guess, as you put it, is about half an hour after his master turns the key of the room in which he writes. You are quite right in that guess, Valmont. How did you hit it? Merely a surmise, Hale. There is a good deal of oddity about that Park Lane house, so it doesn't surprise me in the least that the master gets to work earlier in the morning than the man. I have also a suspicion that Ralph Summertrees knows perfectly well what the estimable Podgers is there for. What makes you think that? I can give no reason, except that my opinion of the acuteness of Summertrees has been gradually rising all the while you were speaking, and at the same time my estimate of Podgers' craft has been as steadily declining. However, bring the man here tomorrow, that I may ask him a few questions. Next day, about 11 o'clock, the ponderous Podgers, hat in hand, followed his chief into my room. His broad, impassive, immobile, smooth face gave him rather more the air of a genuine butler than I had expected, and this appearance, of course, was enhanced by his livery. His replies to my questions were those of a well-trained servant, who will not say too much unless it is made worth his while. All in all, Podgers exceeded my expectations, and really my friend Hale had some justification for regarding him, as he evidently did, a triumph in his line. Sit down, Mr. Hale, and you, Podgers. The man disregarded my invitation, standing like a statue until his chief made a motion, then he dropped into a chair. The English are great on discipline. Now, Mr. Hale, I must first congratulate you on the make-up of Podgers. It is excellent. You depend less on artificial assistance than we do in France, and in that I think you are right. Oh, we know a bit over here, Monsieur Valmont, said Hale, with pardonable pride. Now then, Podgers, I want to ask you about this clerk. What time does he arrive in the evening? At prompt 6, sir. Does he ring, or let himself in with a latch-key? With a latch-key, sir. How does he carry the money? In a little locked leather satchel, sir, flung over his shoulder. Does he go direct to the dining-room? Yes, sir. Have you seen him unlock the safe and put in the money? Yes, sir. Does the safe unlock with a word or a key? With a key, sir. It's one of the old-fashioned kind. Then the clerk unlocks his leather money-bag? Yes, sir. That's 3 keys used within as many minutes. Are they separate, or in a bunch? In a bunch, sir. Did you ever see your master with this bunch of keys? No, sir. You saw him open the safe once, I'm told. Yes, sir. Did he use a separate key, or one of a bunch? Podgers slowly scratched his head, then said, I don't just remember, sir. Ah, Podgers, you are neglecting the big things in that house. Sure you can't remember? No, sir. Once the money is in and the safe locked up, what does the clerk do? Goes to his room, sir. Where is this room? On the 3rd floor, sir. Where do you sleep? On the 4th floor, with the rest of the servants, sir. Where does the master sleep? On the 2nd floor, adjoining his study. The house consists of 4 stories and a basement, does it? Yes, sir. I have somehow arrived at the suspicion that it is a very narrow house. Is that true? Yes, sir. Does the clerk ever dine with your master? No, sir. The clerk don't eat in the house at all, sir. Does he go away before breakfast? No, sir. No one takes breakfast to his room? No, sir. What time does he leave the house? At 10 o'clock, sir. When is breakfast served? At 9 o'clock, sir. At what hour does your master retire to his study? At 9:30, sir. Locks the door on the inside? Yes, sir. Never rings for anything during the day? Not that I know of, sir. What sort of a man is he? Here Podgers was on familiar ground, and he rattled off a description minute in every particular. What I meant was, Podgers, is he silent or talkative, or does he get angry? Does he seem furtive, suspicious, anxious, terrorised.